Here we are spawning in the bottom left, in the blue for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the King Slayer from South Korea. He is ZEST.
And spawning here at the top right, we have our red Terran player from Kaizi Gaming. Make some noise for innovation.
And good morning, Cuckoo Tutu Jai. I absolutely probably butchered that. But anyway, welcome. Glad you're joining us on us here today, and everyone else who has joined us today. And of course, for those of you just joining us, this is our 7th game, or 7th series of best of 3s in round robin format. We had TY versus ZEST, Innovation versus Rogue, TY versus Innovation, Rogue versus ZEST, TY versus Rogue, and now we're in ZEST versus Innovation. Our bracket for the final game, the final match is the top 2 players, has almost been finalized. TY clean swept, did not drop a single match, or did not drop a single map in the round robin stage, so he is guaranteed first place. Guaranteed first place out of group stage on into the finals. Innovation wins this series, plays TY in the TBT Grand Finals. If Innovation does not win, and Rogue has the map score advantage, Rogue advances on to play TY in the finals, and we're going to see 3 more Hellbat timings that kill Rogue 3-0 in 15 minutes. Anyways, I'm not promising that. I really hope that doesn't happen. So that's where we are. And of course, I am BeoMulf. With me is Snoopy. Welcome. Although, we're almost done, right? We only have 2 more series left.
Yeah, this series, and then we'll be heading into the grand finals in the best of 5 to determine who will go home with that whopping $500 prize pool for first place. So, guys, just a reminder to make sure to head on to the Matchroom page to enter the coupon codes. Let's try to use as much codes so we can go ahead and belly up the prize pool for our players. Anyhow, we are here in the PVT, and I gotta say, TVZ is my favorite matchup, but PVT, it's I would say is my second favorite. How about you?
I think it very much depends on the matchup. I also depends on the player matchup and the stylistic matchup. I'm also a bit weird that I really enjoy ZVZ as a mirror. In fact, whenever there's an opportunity to cast a ZVZ for replays or something for the YouTube channel, I'm like, hey, Sushi, give that one to me, especially if it's a big one, right? Dark versus Cyril or something. And Sushi's like, why in the world do you want that, you masochistic idiot? But I really enjoy the interplay. It's a lot deeper of a matchup than people give it credit for. So, yes, of course, TVZ is the best matchup by far, but I really enjoy ZVZ, especially when it gets to late game and you get into the Hydro Lurker Viper styles that are all over the place. I think that's very cool. So, that's just me personally. But yes, TVP is also a fantastic matchup. PVZ used to be, but I'm not a big fan of it in the current meta. It just feels very binary. Either the Zerg wins with an all-in or the Protoss player wins in the late game. And of course, that's not how it always works, but that's just kind of how it feels. As nice move out here from Innovation with a couple Hellions, with a couple Marines. Will force the Oracle to stay on home. Oracle, of course, taking some damage. Did it take any hull damage? I don't know. But it did certainly take a lot of shield damage. Now, the first Hellion will go on down here. And this is actually not going to get anything done from Innovation. Not with the 3 Adepts, not with the Oracle on in here. But it does, of course, mean the Oracle gets no damage as well. So I think this is still pretty good for ZEST. But Innovation, on the flip side, he's not going to lose any workers to it.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a random move out. Sometimes you can catch the Protoss off guard. Oh, looks like we have another lag by our French caster Miguel.
Oh, we're back. Okay. Say the server just hates foreigners, but apparently not today. Yeah. Miguel's had problems. His co-caster has had problems. Inky's had problems. I had minor problems, but I think mine were more CPU based. Anyway, it's been a bad day. The Korean server has just not been charitable to us foreigners. Now, what I will say here is ZEST is actually managing his Oracle micro a lot better than he did in the previous PPT that he played, as he has not lost Oracle to a bunch of Widowmines yet. Oh man, he got very close there too. But now we got a Widowmine drop coming on in here from Innovation. He's learned from the might of TY. He saw exactly how TY just shredded, just absolutely annihilated ZEST in that game. But no, this drop will get found here because, of course, the Oracle is right there. No Widowmines will drop. Now, it will take a while to kill these off because they're only, like 2 Phoenix firing, but there we go. Now the Widowmines do go down, and that's going to be another loss there for Innovation.
And that was as clean a defense there by ZEST. Didn't lose any Phoenix or Oracles. Was able to clean up all the Widow Mines and Medevacs. But he still has this little annoying little Viking to contend with here. I shouldn't kill too much.
Well, you know what? 3 workers have gone down. Of course, Vikings do one-tap probes. So probes are actually going to get pulled to deal with this. That means a couple more probes will go down. 4 workers go down for the Viking. Innovation not unhappy with that. As, of course, before that fact, ZEST had lost a grand total of 1 adept. That was the only unit that he had lost. So now Innovation is getting a little bit more damage, a little bit happier about that. But also, look at this. Innovation, he's going for that 7-minute timing. What +1 is about halfway done here. Combat shields are on the way, of course. We do have stim. So we're going to see Innovation go on into that as he gets his... Actually, this is even more committed as there are 2... We're going up to 5 racks before a 3rd base.
Yeah, this is the all-in here. There's no 3rd base incoming anytime soon. I wouldn't even be surprised if Innovation just pulled all his SCVs and just go for an all-in, an outright all-in. Yeah, but if ZEST can scout this, because he does have the Oracle and the Phoenixes, he should be anticipating this and start preparing a lot of shield batteries, a lot of gateway units. As you can see, a lot of 6 gateways on the production, charge on the way, even High Templars as well for those Archon splash damage. And yeah, I would say ZEST has the right units to defend against this.
Now, nice pick off there from Innovation, making use of the speed zone. He will knock the Oracle down, which means there's a lot less vision on the map here for ZEST at this point. Also, to confirm, you can't. There's someone mowing outside my window. You can't hear that, right?
Don't think so.
Okay, good. Just make sure that's not coming through my my microphone. I don't have my audio processing chain set up on this computer. But anyway, Innovation now, he is getting ready to move on out. Concussive shells, it's about halfway done. We do have 5 barracks production, of course. And you know what you said about an SCV pull? I think that'd be really, really good in this game, right? There's no splash. Phoenix don't do anything against SCVs. I mean, they can lift them, sure, but it doesn't really help you win the fight all that much. And SCVs actually having that buffer against a bunch of charge lots is a fantastic move. Actually, ZEST, the majority of his army here is on the right-hand side. That is like 16 supply of Zealots. And Innovation, he's already up 30 supply. So he's realistically, with this army here, he's up 45 supply. And as long as he can make this happen, he's going to be totally happy. Now, the charge lots, they will show on up, but, well, they're Widow Mines here. They will be able to prevent that from really doing a whole lot here. Now, Innovation, he has to be able to get through the static defense, though. And there is a shield battery here with shield battery overcharge. So that's a bit of a problem, but those Widow Mine shots are going to be really, really nice. Innovation stimming on in once again, but we have a warp in of I don't even know how many Zealots. That is 10 Zealots warping on in here. Zealots coming from back there where they attempted run by. It looks like Phoenix are going to get on top of things. Innovation, GG, ZEST is going to take his first game in this entire tournament.
By the way, did you notice at the end there, so smartly, ZEST pulling all those Widow Mine shots to the Phoenixes, and then he just flew his Phoenixes right in the heart of that Terran army so that it could splash damage Innovation's own units. That was just absolutely brilliant to see. Absolutely
fantastic move there. Unfortunately, I'm casting at 20 FPS, so that's kind of hard to see. So thank you, Snoopy, for pointing that one out.
Yeah. I just love those like high IQ plays there, and yeah, it just shows why ZEST, of course, one of the top Protosses out there, and why he is 1 game away from closing out the series with a 2-0. But Innovation might have something to say about that as we head into Oxide LE for our 2nd map of the series.
Absolutely, and apparently, this is news to me, but well, Nightbot does not lie. Alvax, we are looking for 1 to 2 more regular casters to join the team to cover replays and do a bunch of different stuff like that. So, if you are interested, if you want to sway people with your dulcet tones like I have been failing to do all morning, join the Discord. Reach out to, I believe it just reached out to Sushi. Let him know that you are better than BeoMulf and should be getting all the casting gigs that he normally gets. I'm sure you will, well, I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time. But certainly make sure to apply anyways. Always looking for more good talent.
Absolutely. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, just head on over to that Discord. By the way, BeoMulf, I just want to let you know that while this series has been going on, we had the poll, of course, running up. And so far, 21,000 predicting Innovation is going to win. Only 5,000 predicting ZEST is going to win. Now, with ZEST up 1-0, I would say a lot of people might be losing their points.
Yeah, well, these predictions were for individual games, so people certainly lost their points in the first game. Now it's about 1.6 to 1.6. Absolutely, though. Innovation, he went for a 5 racks all in, and it just ZEST played the same build that ZEST played 2 games against TY, and that's a build that absolutely loves to get all in by the Terran player, because you just get 10 gate Zealot, and you're like, ha! Zealot print to go burr. And then there's not a whole lot that the Terran can do. But without getting into that too much more, Snoopy, we're into game 2.
Yep. Without further ado, here spawning at the bottom left, rocking the blue paint, it is the blue Protoss player from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is ZEST.
And his opponent in the upper right, in the red, of course, representing KaiZ Gaming. Down 1-0 in this series, fighting to try to find his way into the finals, is Innovation. And I believe instead of calling the blue player ZEST from now on, I believe we need to call him Joie de Vivre, because he adds that little zest to life.
Maybe he has a lot of zesty sauce, they would say it, right? I used to have that zesty sauce ordered with my onion rings from Burger King. It tastes really good.
Man, I don't remember the last time I ate at Burger King. Oh. Interesting. Looks like we're going to see a proxy Stargate coming on in here. Of course, this is not a proxy Stargate that will...
oh, no.
Well,
oh, no.
Yeah, this is fine. This is not a all-in proxy Stargate with a Void Ray. This would theoretically just be for an Oracle hitting quickly. Oracle would hit the base at right around 330. But no, that's going to be fine. Stargate's just going to get started at home, and not the biggest loss for ZEST. I mean, sure, would he prefer to have something happen? Absolutely. But no, he's going to be totally fine.
Oh, I see some people agreeing with me. The zesty sauce is pretty good. Yeah, I agree. I actually quite like it.
I see it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I avoid fast food with extreme prejudice.
Okay, I see. So,
but apparently, if you do like Burger King, put their zesty sauce on the chicken sandwich, and it's very good. We are not sponsored by Burger King, by the way, but if Burger King's watching this, absolutely, I will eat your food if you sponsor me.
You heard it first.
I will break my rules.
You heard it here, guys. We got it on tape.
Absolutely. Someone send him the clip and say, yeah, BeoMulf's not willing to eat fast food, but he will for you if you sponsor him. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Hey, we're not even shilling the things we're sponsored by. We should be shilling. Oh, talking about shills. Matcherino is a thing. In fact, if you want to if you want to A, buy the replays, B, want to tip your casters because we're doing such a great job, or C, you want to support the prize pool, which is probably should be A. Make sure to use the code !Matcherino in chat. Go on in there. Use the code. I forget what it is. Use the code that is listed in that command. Adds 50 cents to the prize pool for absolutely free. You can link your Battle.net account to it. That's just about easy. And of course, you can also buy the replay pack as this Oracle will fly on in. 2 workers do go down. ZEST really having much better Oracle control in this game than he did in the games against TY once again. And you know what? I'm willing to chalk this up to. Wow, that is a powerful Reaper knocking down a pylon. Takes Reapers forever to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm willing to chalk this up to the fact that it is now what they are they are effectively 8 hours behind us, but a day ahead of us. So it's getting right now into actually normal Korean pro gamer hours. Well, they're not 8 hours; they're 13. So we're getting now into actual normal pro gamer hours because it's like 8 p.m. at night or something. It's not well, that math right anyway. Whatever the time is, it's not right when ZEST woke up in the early afternoon. So maybe now he's actually finally awake and able to play as he generally would like.
Yeah, that first game that he played this entire tournament was very uncharacteristic of ZEST.
Oh, look at this!
Oh, nice cash there, bringing down that medevac full of 4 Widowmice. That is a pretty significant, decent pick off there by ZEST.
And the star sense from ZEST on that one. Those stalkers were in the perfect position. Now, I don't know if I don't remember whether the drop was scouted by the Oracle. Man, ZEST in absolutely perfect position. And now Blink is done. 3 more gates on the way. Of course, the third base is already down. It's only 3 gates at the moment. So this is not all in. It's just pressure. It's just a little bit committed. Ideally, ZEST will be able to get a lot of damage done with this. But even if he doesn't, he already knocked down the aggressive option there from Innovation. Oracle's now just going to fly on into the net in the middle line and say, hey, look, you're out of position. Let's slap down some SCVs. And that's exactly what they will do. Oracle even's going to stay alive. And now the Stalker's going to blink on top of the tank. And they will actually just be able to fight these Marines rather easily. Now, of course, they got to go backwards just a little bit because that is still a lot of Marines. Don't get me wrong. And there we go. They're just going to see them, well, slowly blink onto the low ground after trading as much as they can. 4 workers do go down. I'd love to see the Oracle swing back on in, but I guess it's out of energy. And this is fantastic for ZEST, right? He has been able to keep the Terran player back. He has been able to get a really good scout off. He says that, okay, look, it's 6:30. You don't have a third base. You have 3 barracks. I know what you're doing, right? This is the build that he has gone for is absolutely what the build that ZEST has decided to go for in this game is designed to counter, right? You want, you just get a bunch of gateways, you get charge, you get +1, you get Archons, and the army just kind of dies. The push just doesn't work.
Yeah, I would say ZEST has put himself in a great position to defend against this. As you can see, many gateways on the production charge finishing up, even +1 as well. And that is going to bode well for him, as Innovation does has a +1 of himself for himself. The thing is, though, charge are pretty good again. Oh, sorry for the fire alarm. There's fire alarm coming for Innovation, as it does not look good for him. He is on fire, considering he is red. But yeah, charge are pretty good against Marine tank. So those are going to be highly effective in his army here.
Yeah, push going on. It looks like, is that a SCV pull coming on in? It is. SCV is joining the fray, and this makes this push maybe a little bit more viable. Of course, it's just chargeless. We don't have any Archons. Actually, we do have 2 Archons. They need to be at the front to deal with the massive amount of SCVs here, as this is well and truly all in. It's all or nothing here for Innovation, and the tanks are going to be caught out on siege. ZEST, he's looking for the engagement that will allow him really to not do a whole lot, but to prevent Innovation from finding his way on into the semis. But the entire army of ZEST gets evaporated in an instant. Innovation, he is up 30 army supply, and he has a lot of SCVs still here. 11 have gone down, but that doesn't really matter. Archons are still here. Of course, they are still fighting strong, but Innovation is going to find the inside track on into the natural. And as good as it was looking for ZEST at, well, really for the majority of this game, tanks have sieged on up into the natural here, and it looks like Innovation has found that opening that he is looking for. I don't know how ZEST breaks it at this point.
Yeah, it's quite hard, especially since he's Innovation is parked at the high ground here, so he has ZEST has no vision on the top. He just needs to buy more time. He needs to, you know, warp in a bit more Zella and Charge Lot and see if he can hold on with that push. But boy, Innovation is picking up a lot of these Charge Lot at the front.
Yeah, at this point, I mean, ZEST, he still has an economy. He still has a better economy. Is he building a proxy base on the right-hand side? No, that's a proxy gateway for Warpins. Okay. I kind of like this from ZEST. I mean, look, he has army. He has a bunch of Blink Stalkers on the middle of the map trying to knock down reinforcements. But, of course, the power of mules do mean that Innovation has more than enough money at this point. Now, Stalkers will blink on top of these tanks, but they're not going to get him. GG Innovation. He's going to take us to Game 3. Oh. Also, we have people asking, shouldn't you be leaving your building if there's a fire alarm going off, Snoopy?
Well, luckily it's just a passerby, and they're not for my own building. But it would seem so, since that game was definitely on fire.
Of course, see, I thought the answer was, well, the power of StarCraft will keep us safe.
Oh yeah, that's it.
It feeds us, it waters us, it provides us with the sleep, the rest that we need. It's not a stretch to realize that it will also keep you safe in a fire.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, if your house is ever on fire, what do? You boot up StarCraft. You'll stay safe. That's the play. Also, no one ever listen to my safety advice, please. Don't do that. Like, in all reality, don't do that. It's not going to work. But, you know. My lawyers say that I'm not allowed to give that advice.
Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah, it's like don't ignore the stop, drop, and roll. Just go for the StarCraft route.
In fact, Mellow Yellow, the only thing that StarCraft can do is prevent your girlfriend from making you breakfast, as we found out earlier. Apparently, me talking about how StarCraft feeds me, clothes me, gives me the sleep I need, and everything else did mean that I wasn't going to get breakfast, which is of course fine because again, StarCraft feeds me. So,
but by the way, I don't know about you, but if there is ever a fire, I would just personally, I'm not gonna stop, drop, and roll. I'm just gonna run.
well, actually, there's the reason you don't want to do. Well, if you're on, are you talking about if there is a fire or if you're on fire?
If there is a fire.
If there is a fire, yeah, you just get out of dodge. But if you're on fire, don't run.
Okay,
because
that makes sense.
The enhanced oxygen fuels the flames, and then you just kind of it's not good.
All right, here we go. Game number 3 here. See, wait, did Innovation lose his chance to advance because of that of the first law? Oh wait,
no.
Okay, he still has a chance, right, to advance?
Yes, he has to win the series.
Okay, all right, cool. So this game is pretty much it. It's a best of 3, so let's do or die. Let's go ahead and introduce our first player here.
And here we are, spawning in the upper left. In the red, he is for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, looking to play spoiler here in the Theater of Dreams number 3. He is ZEST.
And spawning here at the bottom right, he's the blue Terran player, looking to punch his way into the grand finals, and to face up against TY. Can he do it, guys? It is Innovation.
Now, a big twist. I don't know if the stream is laggy or not, but I do find Twitch is actually really bad about things, especially if you just come off of ads for the first time, and you'll just get micro stutters every couple seconds. You just got to refresh. It's unfortunate. Twitch is yeah, you absolutely don't think straight when you're on StarCraft, especially if you're getting cannon rushed. You absolutely don't think straight. It's just all tilt all the time. Actually, that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm excited about what I've seen about the new RTS that Jack Attack's been building. I don't know if you saw the Gates of Pyre Kickstarter, but one thing they're very specific about is defensive towers, like cannon equivalents, can only be built on very specific parts of the map. So cannon rushing is not really going to be or tower rushing in certain ways is not really going to be a thing in that map. Not anywhere near, or in that game, not anywhere nearly the same amount as in StarCraft. So it has me very excited.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting. I will definitely want to check it out. If you guys don't know about it, I think there's a post on Team Liquid somewhere that you can check out.
There's also a Kickstarter. They've been posting on StarCraft about it. But talking about this game for a second, we got a parting build coming on up here for ZEST. Although yeah, that is oh, it's gonna be actually, yeah, this is the parting build. 3 gates coming on in here. So we're gonna see some adepts get made, try to get some harassment done. Then we're gonna see a bunch of stalkers, 3-gate stalker coming on in, and of course ZEST has his natural behind this. And the amount of Terrans that this build has just absolutely stomped over the last since Katowice is significant. The amount of games that I've seen where Parting in particular does it because it's his build, and you go and well, they just die. It's too many units too early on, and there's still enough economy behind it that ZEST really doesn't have to. It's not like super all. I mean, it's a little all in, but it's not all in to the point where the Terran just kind of punishes you by having a better economy.
All right, we do see the first round of Warpins, the Adept Warpins. He's going to go ahead and bypass the bunker here, which is pretty good. You just go into the mineral line. But there's only one Marine there, so it's not even scary to go on top of this bunker.
Yeah, I like that we have... well, ZEST is not even going to bother to kill the mule because, honestly, as long as the mule is not allowed to mine, doesn't really matter. And now, well, the Reaper will find its way on into the main base, not get anything there, and actually, it's going to go down, and surprisingly enough, so in the parting build, normally it's you get a couple of depths, sure, early on, but then it's a bunch of stalkers. This time, it's just a bunch of adepts. I don't know how I feel about that.
Same here. Because, of course, adepts are good, but you want to have some heavy firepower to take down the bunkers and the supply depots.
Oh, by the way, Kozan, this is not the last game of the day. This is the last game of the series. After this, either it's going to be TY versus Innovation or Rogue, depending on how this game goes in best of 5 grand finals. Innovation wins here, is able to take his way on into the grand finals. If not, Rogue finds his way in. Not looking that great for Innovation right now. That's a lot of Adepts. And look at this. We have Adept Glaives on the way and +1, which does mean Adepts will be able to 2-tap Marines and SCVs instead of 3-tap.
I'm not sure about this. I would love to see him transition to Blink instead. I feel like that Glaive Adepts, I mean, he could overwhelm him, don't get me wrong, but I think as time goes by and, by the time the Glaive Adepts finishes, I feel like Innovation might have enough, but who knows? We shall see.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit better for Innovation now that he does have Widowmines on the field. That makes it really hard for the Adepts to kind of shade on in and do things. But look at this. We're going up to 6 gate Glaive Adepts with +1. This is fully all in here from ZEST, and this is a really cool build. Now, one thing that ZEST does have to worry about, absolutely, there's a drop on the way. And this is one of those things when you're just all in and you're posturing all over the place. You're just going to go, and you can possibly die to something like this. Now, drop will find its way out and into the main base. There is no vision there, although ZEST saw this in some way.
Yeah,
not exactly sure how he saw it, but Stalkers are getting warped on in. The Adepts are coming home. ZEST shouldn't take too much damage to this.
Yeah, luckily the medevac drop flew by the gateway, so ZEST was able to spot that, and he was able to respond just in time. As you can see, very minimal amount of damage suffered by that drop.
Yeah, well, now we have Glaives done. Blink is on the way. And this drop is actually getting tremendous damage at this point with the Widowmine, with the Marines. It's not looking good here for ZEST all of a sudden. It was a cool build. The cool variant of this build, I should say, going Mass Adept instead of going in kind of the more tech-heavy path. And ZEST is still all in. I mean, look, third base is now getting started, but it's 6 minutes into this game. You want a third base at 4:30. So I'm kind of worried for ZEST at this point. He doesn't really have the tech he wants to have a solid fighting army later on into the game. And we're going to have to see exactly how he can come back on into this, but it's not looking great for him at the moment.
Yeah, not only does he have the later third base as a Protoss, you want that a bit earlier, but also the worker counts. It's in favor of the Terran player, and then you add in those meals, those crazy powerful meals, it adds up, and that's a bigger deficit there for ZEST. So not looking the best for ZEST. Didn't mean to actually make that rhyme, but it ended up being that way. But anyhow, still more economic harass here by Innovation. As you can see, just a little bit probes being killed here and there, and it's all adding up. And now Innovation got a 14 worker supply lead against ZEST.
That is not a good feeling there. As you were saying, mules are important, and in fact, until about 3 base saturation, there's kind of hits a point where you're going to have equal workers just because of how there's a max of workers that you want. And at that point, yeah, okay, the Terran's going to be roughly equal. Nice blink dodge there. But do we have an? Okay, no, we don't have an armory. Anyway, point being, once you're at that point, once you're at equal army equal workers ish, doesn't really matter. Or once you're at 3 base saturation, I should say, and you're kind of at equal worker upgrade or workers, doesn't really matter all that much because you're able to get into your high tech units at that point, able to equalize the economic deficit. Yeah, you might be behind in supply, but your army value per supply is that much higher. So that's kind of how that works. That's the kind of the economic curving that we look at. But anyway, yeah, ZEST is getting aggressive here because what else is he going to do, right? He is down half the workers, right? He is 33 workers to 60 almost. Yeah. Just going to try to kill Innovation here, but that is a scary Widowmine. That is a disgusting Widowmine field. Now, the Adepts will go on and try to split. Widowmines are just going to annihilate almost all of them, but now the Stalkers are going to blink on forward here. ZEST, he's going to warp in a bunch of Adepts right in the face here of Innovation. And, of course, these are Glaive Adepts with +1. Innovation looks like he may have taken this not as seriously as he should. Suddenly, ZEST is actually, he's up 10 army supply. He's able to get on top of the third base. So many workers are going to start going down. Blink Stalkers have penetrated the natural as well. There is no mining in the natural as well. Innovation is not mining at all at this point. He's got 1 base mining at this point. It looks like, has ZEST broken Innovation here?
I think so. All of a sudden, you see ZEST. Oh no, this is a huge misplay though. Not being able to force feed the ramp, gets on top of the rest of the Stalkers, and a huge bunch of Zest's army gets sniped out. And all of a sudden, now the momentum has swung back to Innovation.
But on the flip side, of course, ZEST was able to kill the third base. So now Innovation, he's only on 2 command centers. ZEST, as long as he's able to take somewhat decent trades at this point, yeah, Innovation's on 40 workers. ZEST is on 30, but Innovation's only on 2 bases. Actually, well, 44 is the number. So Innovation's still able to mine efficiently. But right now, if we look at the bottom side, ZEST is mining just a little bit more. And he's going to try to bling micro his heart out for this, especially using the Warp Prism to make things happen. But it's not going to be enough. Innovation, his fight was too good. GG Innovation, moving on into the finals.